Welcome back to episode 2 of Crypto Miner Tips. And today we're going to be talking about, can I mine cryptocurrency on my laptop? And in fact, the answer to the question is yes. In fact, you can still mine cryptocurrency on your laptop. And interesting enough, when I was actually digging into this some more, the interesting thing going on with CPU mining right now is there's in some of these active communities, the argument is that CPU mining is the only true form of decentralization, meaning that it's a low-end chipset that's easy, readily available, doesn't use a bunch of electricity, and so it's really kind of made for everybody. And so if you know, and kind of, that's, cryptocurrency with decentralization, they're kind of really big on that, on both, not only on the mining side, because, if it's centralized, it can be manipulated. And if it's decentralized, it can't. And so that's kind of the argument with some of these new cryptocurrencies that are coming out, that I'm actually going to be mentioning here in this this blog article. And by the way, I'm actually going to have a link to this blog article in the description so that you can go here and use all the links and stuff that I'll be talking about. But back to what I was saying is that some of these cryptocurrencies are turning back towards CPU mining as a way to hide from ASIC chipsets and stuff like that, and not having these higher end chipsets, in the way. And the reason for that is because if it costs, $1,200 to $2,000 to buy one, well, then that makes, granted, there's people out there that can afford them, but it's not that everybody can afford one to operate. And if you can afford one, not everyone's set up to even run one, because they do run, they use a good bit of electricity. You have to have 220 set up. If you're living in a warmer climate, you're going to have to set up cooling and all this stuff. And so it really puts it in the hands of a few instead of in the hands of many. And so that's, in true cryptocurrency form, decentralization is for everyone, not just for a select small few people. That's technically centralized. Anyways, off my soapbox on that. So CPU mining is actually making a pretty good comeback. And so some of these coins that I wanted to mention that are actually in the blog description, the first one I wanted to talk about is Lithium. And basically, not to get, to kind of give you an idea of what Lithium is, they used to be called Intense Coin. And I've been following them for a couple years now, and they rebranded. And the interesting thing about it is they already have a working use case. And so their wallet is like an all-in-one wallet. You can mine through it, and then you can use their product through it, which is a VPN. So once you mine the coins into the wallet, you've accumulated, how many ever coins you mined. You can then use some of those tokens to browse the internet through a VPN straight through their wallet. Pretty cool stuff. The second one that I wanted to mention is Coin. Coin. Now, this is the one that's kind of, if you read their white paper, it is really, really interesting. They're a sapling of Komodo. But basically, they have a very, very interesting algorithm. And they do have a GPU miner that you can GPU mine this while CPU mining as well. But here's the thing, and it even says on their website, it equalizes the GPUs and offers a credible ASIC solution. So basically, what they mean by that is that you can GPU mine, you can technically GPU mine Coin, but it's not going to be any more advantageous than using a CPU. So you're going to get the same reported hash rate with the GPU as you do a CPU. So they, in essence, they kind of they didn't brick the GPU miners, but there's no extra benefit to GPU mine it. So This is a good one to kind of watch out for. Another thing too is that while you're mining it, you can actually stake it through the Agama wallet too. Pretty easy to set up. If you check out my blog article, like I said, get a link down there. It shows you how to set up the miner and stuff like that you can use, all the resources and stuff like that. This next coin, now this is a total speculation, just total random whim coin. And here's the reason why. One, it's called Kodo, and it's just kind of an interesting coin. Now this coin, I've actually been following this one for a little while too. Claims it's going to be the Japanese first private CPU-based cryptocurrency, or private-based cryptocurrency. That's really all. I mean, it doesn't have a white paper, I don't think, yet. None of that. But anyways, interesting enough, they get a pretty active community on Discord, and so I've been following them for a while, and you can mine it for a couple days and get, a decent amount of them. So I said, what the heck, I'm going to mine maybe 1,000 of them, and I'll hang on to it. So Kodo coin, look it up. There's a lot of mystery behind it. Sorry if it's a bad coin. This next one though, Yada coin, has been a pretty big, it's got a lot of activity. There's a lot of people that are talking about it, that are excited about the project. They got a great Discord community. The one thing is I have not been able to set this miner up. You're going to have to go in their Discord, and if you do, please let me know, because it's not your typical setup. And I want to, kind of the next coin too will be the same way, but this isn't your typical setup. It uses MongoDB, which is to mine in. It's kind of like, it's almost like OXBTC when you got to use Node.js to mine it. Same concept, but a little bit different. So I just haven't gone through it yet, or spent the time to get in the Discord to set that up yet. Truth be told, honestly, I've been mining a lot of Varus coin. I mined a lot of Kodo coin. I did mine a lot of Alethian as well. And then the last coin that I wanted to recommend is Bible Pay, and here's the reason why. They're doing some pretty cool things with charity, which charity is not a bad thing. Two, once you set up the miner, they do give you 1,000 tokens, kind of as a gift from one of their faucets that they set up. But it's a little bit different to set up, and you're technically not mining. Basically, you're pointing your computing power so that they can use it for research at these different, Berkeley studies or whatever, these different labs that are trying to mix these different proteins to find cures for cancer, HIV, Alzheimer's, things like that, all kinds of stuff. Anyways, so when you're donating your computing power to those networks, they're using it to simulate these different proteins to find cures for these different diseases faster. And you can, when you set it up, it's kind of crazy because you can actually watch the different proteins being simulated together on the screen. So I just thought that the whole thing behind it was really cool. They do have a masternode program. They call them sanctuaries. Sorry about that. And that's pretty much it about Bible Pay. And then the only other thing too I wanted to mention is down at the bottom here, there is some different resources and stuff like that. Oh, that's what I want to talk to you about. So there is actually some laptop CPU mining safety tips that I actually thought it was legit sound advice. And so things like different third-party softwares where you can control the CPU fan speed, things like that. So yeah, go in there, check it out, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.